We are live. Oh, yes, we are live. And hopefully we've got all the right angles. All the right things are happening, I hope. I would hope, because we are live after all. And we want this live stream to be all that it can be. We want it to be as beautiful and wonderful as possible. So we are here. I love walking into the stream and seeing 2 thumbs up already. That's what I call a blessing. And I'm gonna add a little, should we add a lo-fi to an informative style live stream? I say, why not? Let's just have it as our background. So I'm gonna add a little background noise. Caramel Cat, yay! I always love to see you, hon. So glad you made it. My favorite, Miss Caramel Cat is in the house. And I'm gonna get a little lo-fi from Miss Caramel Cat and all the others that are joining us to find out the habits of successful women, because that's what we're here to do on this wonderful evening, this wonderful Sunday evening. So glad. How have you been, Caramel Cat, as I prepare to begin? So glad you made it. I'm going to try and get through this one quickly and keep us at the 30-minute mark, because it's a late ladies one. I got to figure out a new time for this ladies one because Sundays maybe it's a Monday thing. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But we're here now, and I'm gonna get the information right out to you. So we're gonna go through the top 10 habits of successful women. That's what we're doing. And let me get that out of the way. Is that still visible? Is that still in that camera? I don't know. We'll see what's going on there. Okay, so we're gonna go through the top 10 habits of successful women. So number 1, what are they able to do? They are able to manage their time effectively. So effective time management is habit number 1. And they set clear, actionable goals for the day, week, and month. So that's number 1. And a book that can help with that, a recommended reading for that, is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, which I'm sure most people are familiar with that book. That's a book by Stephen Covey, and it's kind of a legendarily recommended book for time management. And so that's gonna be tip number 1, or habit number 1, is having some sort of formalized, regimented way of managing your time and managing your schedule. Thank you, Randy F. Thank you. And if anyone who was here on Thursday night, I went through the habits of successful men for my Guys Night Out stream on Thursday. So we're kind of doing the mirror of that tonight for women on our Girls and Ladies chat on Sunday, which is normally in the afternoon, but life was lifing, so it's in the evening. So we covered habit number 1, having an effective time management strategy. Habit number 2 is going to be financial literacy. And this is the one that wasn't oh, thank you, Randy. I'm so glad you did. Make sure you hit notifications and enable them on your phone so that you know when I go live. I go live every day for at least 30 minutes. It's part of my Live to 2025 campaign. And so I don't always know when I'm going to go on. I just kind of jump on when I can, but I go on every day. So if you have your notification set, you'll know when I go live. And like I said, on Thursdays, it's my guys' night. Sundays, I kind of try and lean into what's relevant for the ladies. But every night, all are welcome, and we try and have an open, positive dialogue about all things. So that's what's up with that. So now we're talking about the number 2 habit of successful ladies. And I mean, this could be for gents too. These are helpful tips for anyone. Thank you, Randy. Number 2, financial literacy. So learning about budgeting, investing and saving, setting up an emergency fund, and starting to invest in your future. So an retirement account, a stock market portfolio that is yielding dividends. I love all those hearts. Desi Des, thank you. Gail Munez, what's up, Gael? Okay. So financial literacy. Number 3 is self-care and physical health. So this one wasn't interesting. It's interesting to me, the ones in my research that were so relevant for women and the ones that were more relevant for men. So you and the LL Cool J, Mr. Young Magoo, you always ask for that. And so I don't know what that is about. You can just pretend like I licked them, because I'm going through these what's best for ladies now. So self-care and physical health. Incorporating daily exercise, i.e. walking, yoga, strength training, into your routine. So that's going to be a great book to sort of help you stay in the moment and prioritize your self-care and physical health is The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. And I actually forgot to give you a book recommendation for the financial literacy portion, which is habit number 2, and that was The Millionaire Next Door by Thomas Stanley. So just to summarize what we covered so far, hey, Jaden 1432, hey, Mystical, and hey, Caramel Cat's giving me another thumbs up. I love it. Okay, so to summarize the top 3 of the top 10 that we covered time management, and the book recommendation for that was The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. We covered financial literacy, and the book recommendation for that was Smart Women Finish Rich by David Bach, and also The Millionaire Next Door by Thomas Stanley. And then number 3, self-care and physical health is the other habit, like having a regimen that you do every day for that. And the book that was recommended for, the 2 books recommended there are The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle and Why We Sleep by Matthew Walker. And so those 2 books in that section, self-care and physical health, are going to be all about having an exercise regimen, making sure you get 7 to 9 hours of sleep, eating a balanced, whole food based diet, all of those kinds of things. Number 4 is going to be some way of honoring your emotional intelligence and improving your emotional intelligence. And that means practicing mindfulness throughout the day and through meditation and journaling, which that part, number 4, is all about, is like really what my channel is all about. And that's why I created my meditation journal, because it focuses on self-care, gratitude, a meditation practice, and journaling. And if you are interested in getting the journal, all you have to do is put my name in the Amazon search bar and the journal will come up. So there's that. And so number 4 is all about your emotional intelligence. So I guess you could say the journal is a way of, nurturing your emotional intelligence. And yeah, that's number 4. So by nurturing your emotional intelligence, you're going to foster empathy. You're going to become a more active listener, and it'll help you get a better sense of other people's perspectives, so that you have a broader knowledge base than just your own, point of view. So the 2 books recommended for the emotional intelligence section are Emotional Intelligence by Daniel Goleman and The Gifts of Imperfection by Brené Brown. So those are the book recommendations there. So just to summarize, Flashbang Cat. Okay, I got 2 cats in my live stream. I love it. I love it. So just to summarize what we've gone so far, the habits that we covered were time management, financial literacy, self-care and physical health, and emotional intelligence. And these are all sort of daily practices that you have some kind of structured regimen of honoring those practices. And number 5 is being growth mindset, or being a lifelong learner, and having a growth mindset. And so that means doing something, periodically, maybe it's once a month or once a quarter or twice a year, that is all about just expanding your horizons in terms of your knowledge base. So maybe it's taking an online course or attending a workshop, or setting aside time each week to, really dedicate to having some kind of career mapping, so that you're making sure that you're on track and touching base with what your goals are and how you're meeting them. Ash says, can I get a swimsuit calendar? Maybe. Once this channel is monetized, maybe I'll do one and sell it as one of my merch items. Would you like that, Ash? If anyone thinks a calendar is a great merch idea, let me know. You can leave me a little comment or put in the stream or give a thumbs up, and I'll add calendar to the merch possibilities. Why not? I say why not? So that's number 5, is being a lifelong learner and making sure that you have a practice of, going beyond your current skill set or knowledge base and expanding it. Number 6 is networking and building relationships. And so for that one, I didn't go over the books for the lifelong learning and skill growth. So the 2 book recommendations there are Grit, The Power of Passion and Perseverance by Angela Duckworth, and Range, Why Generalists Triumph in a Specialized World by David Epstein. Number 6, networking and building relationships. And this is one that overlap with the men's the men's habits and the things that are important for men that are successful as well. And this is about having a circle of power around you and having people in your life and in your network who are interested in growth and, continual improvement and progress. And so, you're always going to be surrounded by people that are going to, push you and challenge you in ways that are good and intellectually stimulating. No, I don't know about that, Ash. I don't know about that one, but that's definitely not happening at 6 Likes. But I'll take the 6 likes anyway. Maybe for another day, or at the beach. I think they were visible at the beach. I did a beach live stream last Saturday. You could check that out. That may have occurred inadvertently, so you could check that out. So let's see. Right, so building strong professional network through social media, industry events, local groups, investing in meaningful relationships that offer value to others in your personal and professional life, and seeking out mentors to be open and mentoring and being open to mentoring others. And that's an important one, because it's not just about people mentoring you, but there's, once you assume the role of mentor for someone else, that in and of itself becomes a learning experience. And also you realize how much knowledge you've actually acquired because you're in a position to help other people, whether they're people that are younger or maybe they're people that are newer in your industry than you are. So both receiving mentorship and giving it is a great way to network and build relationships. I didn't go out to dinner with one Ash. I was at a restaurant where a gentleman did that. So Ash is referencing a short that I did, and you guys can check out the shorts on my channel if you are curious about what Mr. Ash is talking about. I'm going to round out our top 10 habits of successful women and go on to number 7, which is one that is a habit of cultivating your own confidence and self-assuredness. And how do you do that? You practice speaking up for yourself in both personal and professional situations. You regularly affirm your value and accomplishments, and you challenge negative self-talk. So if any negative self-talk happens, talk back. So like if that internal voice in your head is saying something to you that isn't positive or helpful to you, don't let that voice be dominant. Like clap back at that voice in your head and give it a good comeback. Like don't allow your internal thought processes to be a net negative. Always, whenever the negative thought comes in or something that's something that lowers yourself or just doesn't inspire you, counter it. Come right back at with it. Always in on a positive note. Like counter that voice in your head. Okay, Ash, we see. And then it says, set boundaries to protect your time and well-being. So having a way of making sure that you're bolstering your own confidence and making sure that you're always standing up for yourself is important. And this goes back to, I think, my ladies and girls chat number 3, which is about how to be your own hero. And I think, ladies chat number 4, which was about stop being nice. So by the time you've gotten to this ladies chat, if you've seen all those other ones, when I say things like, affirm your value and accomplishments and protect your time and well-being, those are kind of like, those are rote and almost old news for you, because if you've been following along, you know that those are recurring themes here on this channel and in the ladies chats that I do. Number 8, purpose-driven living. That's something you're going to focus on. So you're going to clarify your life's purpose and align your daily activities with your values and your long-term goals. So that's a really important one. And I wanted to just step back and on the number 7, the confidence and assertiveness practice. There were 2 books that I want to recommend there, and there's The Confidence Code by Katie Kay and Radical Confidence by Lisa Bilao. I'm sure I'm butchering her last name, but once this goes into the playback, I'll make sure to put all of the books that are recommended in the description as well as the habits. So it'll be summarized there for you, so that if anyone wants to link to purchase the books, they're all available. And I believe that all of the books that I'm referencing are available through Amazon, so they're easily accessible. Number 8 is, we did that. Purpose-driven living, so clarifying your life's purpose and making sure you have something that is, edifying for your community, that you're doing something, whether it's volunteer work or you're leaning into, being giving care and nurturing to your family, but having something that's, outside of yourself that you're nurturing and caring for, because it helps you have a sense of gratitude and appreciation for all of life, not just like your own narrow little lane that you're in. And the comments are getting sus. Caramel Cat says, it's okay, Caramel Cat. We let them do what they want to do, because the algorithm loves all comments, regardless of whether they're, a little vulgar or inappropriate, or whether they're kind. So I just let the trolls, troll on. All trolling just boosts the channel's profile as far as YouTube is concerned. So I don't ever get concerned. Hello, Randy F. Good to see you. So yeah, the books recommended for the purpose-driven living are Start With Why by Simon Sinek and The Power of Purpose by Richard Leder. And number 9, managing your stress. Stress management is key. And again, this goes back to meditation practice, and I will reference my meditation journal, which is available on Amazon. Just put my name in the Amazon search bar and my meditation will come up. My guided meditation journal will come up, and there's guided meditations on my channel that will help you manage stress. And I have one that's a guided meditation, a 15-minute one for dealing with anxiety that you can watch that's on the channel, and that'll help you with that. But stress management is key for your overall health and for you to be optimally successful in anything that you decide to pursue. So, you know, a deep breathing practice, meditation, yoga, all of those. Viewing challenges as opportunities and having a resilience that allows you to sort of bounce back when things go wrong or you have a quote unquote setback or failure, and learning how to use those as a platform to, you know, have your greatest victory ever. So learning how to manage a setback is a big, important skill to have. And so that's something you can work on, and that comes with time as well. And books that can help you, you know, cultivate that habit are The Relaxation Response by Herbert Benson and Resilience, Hard-Won Wisdom for Living a Better Life by Eric Greitens. And then number 10, the 10th habit of successful women is having a great work-life balance. And I know that this is maybe a kind of like hackneyed phrase, that work-life balance phrase, because it kind of wrongly puts life on equal footing with work. And really that's not the case. Like, life is so much bigger and greater, and work should really just be a tiny part of this whole thing called life that you are living out to its maximum potential. So that phrase kind of puts up like this false equivalency, if you want to say, but it's a common phrase, so just as a shortcut, so we all know what we're talking about, I'm going to call it work-life balance, although really life is way more a bigger part of the picture than work. But having a way of making sure that you are, you know, working to facilitate your life, and that work doesn't become your life, and making sure you have time where you're just being and you're not focusing on, you know, the grind always. And so in order to do that, you have to take regular breaks, both during the work day, work week, the quarters, and the years, like always giving yourself time to just chillax and reset your clock and reset your mindset, and prioritizing time for both, you know, your loved ones, and for relaxation, and for things that you just love doing for the pure enjoyment of the activity itself, not for any kind of end gaining. And there are a couple of books to recommend to kind of help you maybe release some of that attachment or identification that you may have with work or what you do for a living. And those are Work Less, Live More by Bob Clayett, and Off Balance, Getting Beyond the Work-Life Balance Myth to Personal and Professional Satisfaction by Matthew Kelly. So we covered all 10. I did that at breakneck speed because I really want to get back into the stream. Thank you, Randy F. Hey, Noah, good to see you. Arpan Sharma. Okay, thank you. I appreciate the compliments. Thank you, sir. And I'm just going to quickly recap and summarize those 10 habits of successful women. And then I'm going to spend the remaining 12 minutes of this live stream with some lo-fi and getting into the chat stream to do a little Q&A. So we'll just quickly sum up the 10 habits. All successful women make time for the following things. They incorporate them into their daily schedules and their sort of life regimen. So they have some kind of time management system of calendaring and scheduling their time. They have financial literacy, and I've given book recommendations for all of these 10 that I'm talking about, and I'll be sure to link books and the list itself in the description once this goes into playback mode. So we've got time management, financial literacy, having a self-care and physical health practice, bolstering and improving their emotional intelligence, and number 5, being a lifelong learner, and so that you're having a growth mindset and always improving your skill set and broadening your perspective. Number 6, having a circle of power, a network, so building networks and relationships that are both strategic but also edifying to others and to yourself, so that you're always challenging each other to grow and be greater. And number 7, making sure that you shore up and always stay, diligent about keeping your self-confidence and your assertiveness at a high level, so that when people come up against you, you're not shaken and you're able to defend yourself and keep going. Go Wildcats. Yeah, you're on the wrong page there. Brielle, oh my God, good to see you again, Brielle. And then number 8, purpose-driven living. Number 9, resilient stress management. So having a routine that allows you to manage stress effectively. Meditation can be part of that. Yoga can be part of that. Taking a nice bubble bath every once in a while can be part of that. Whatever works for you. And number 10, having a work-life balance, although we're gonna say life should get the lion's share of that, with work being relegated to its proper place. And those are the top 10. I'm gonna list all of those in the description once this is in playback, and I'll also list all the book recommendations I gave to kind of give you some guidance on cultivating all of those practices into your life. So we did it, and that was at the 20-minute mark, and now we've got 10 minutes to have a lo-fi chill and do a little Q&A. So let me get the tunes going, and then let me jump into the stream so I can hang out with you guys, because that's really my favorite part. But I feel like I need to offer something. I need to give you a little tidbits of information, give you some knowledge to help you navigate this world, because things are cray cray right now in the world. Wildcats get you. Yeah. Brielle's handling trolls. Brielle's fighting back the trolls. So funny. I don't even, to me, I ignore the trolls, because usually if you ignore them, they'll go away. A lot of them just want attention, and I refuse to give it to them. So that's usually how I handle them. Let's see if we can get the, okay. I think I got the music back. All right. So let's go now. Anyone who's new to the stream, welcome, welcome, welcome. This is my daily live stream. I go live every day. It's my Live to 2025 campaign. I go live every day for at least 30 minutes. As usually it's more towards an hour. I don't always know when I'm gonna go on, so I always recommend that if you wanna hit subscribe to follow along with my live streams, you do that, and you hit the notifications bell so you'll know when I go live, and enable notifications on your phone. And if you want to see some of my other live streams, there's a playlist on my channel, or you can go to the live tab, and all of the ones I've done before are there. And this is live stream number 50. I've done this for 50 days straight, and my streak is going to continue all the way to 2025. So be here and join me for it. This is number 50, so it's kind of a cause for celebration, I think. And in these last 50 live streams, I've had people from 61 different countries and 22 of the United States. And I'm keeping going, and I'm rolling all the way until the new year. So join me in this. Look at the old ones and subscribe and hit your notifications and enable them on your phone so that you can be with me for all the new ones and get into the stream and hang out and vibe. And when I'm not doing content like this, where it's like informational and somewhat educational, it's sometimes just a nice lo-fi lounge, and I get on here and chill, and it's kind of like my little lo-fi cafe where people from all over the world can gather and jump into my stream, ask me any question, ask any other people in the chat any questions they have, and we just all kind of hang out and vibe, and it's a good time. So I'm really just trying to create a space that's a safe, positive place for people to gather and hang out. I always ask at the end of the day, honey, how was your day? I'm asking everyone, and anyone who wants to jump into the stream and start chopping it up and chatting with me, I live for that. That's what I do. That's what this channel is all about. So feel free to jump in and ask a question, or just tell me where you're from, because I do keep track. And yeah, let's have fun for these next 7.5 minutes. Okay, Gold Wildcats is weird, and you're the one making the space weird. So, oh yeah, okay. So let me get. If Go Wildcats, I'm gonna ask you one last time to behave yourself, and then I'm gonna go ahead and silence you, because you're ruining the experience for the people that I want to be here. Okay, I'm gonna jump onto my channel so that I can put Mr. Wildcat into timeout. So let me go to this chat right now. Wildcat into timeout. So let me go and let me find this dude. Scrolling down. And now we're gonna go put him in a timeout. And he is now in a timeout, and he cannot say anything else for the rest of the stream. So there we go. So no more go Wildcat. He's been silenced. Oh, thank you, Kay and Funds, for my speech delivery. I appreciate that compliment. Thank you, thank you. All right, so we got rid of the oddball weirdo. How have you been, Brielle? So good to see you. Missed you, girl. What you been up to? And I know that I kind of ran through that list really fast because I feel bad that it's so late. And I think that's why I kind of rushed it a little bit, but I'll make sure to give a good description. So it'll always be there on the channel if anyone wants to come back to it and get the information or look at any of those book recommendations. So that's there. that meme that goes, the one night girl that says she woke up but she's not. I have no idea what Fasuli is talking about, but whatevs. I'll just take the engagement, so you keep on trolling if that's what you're doing, sir. Keep on trolling. Love the hearts, that's nice. Hearts are good, I guess. And if Brielle's still here, tell me how you're doing. Anyone who's here and has a legitimate question or wants to, either about what I covered earlier in the 10 habits of successful women, or the 10 practices of successful women, we could do that. Or if anyone has any other questions, let me know. It's so strange, like, the internet is just a wild and wacky place, and if anytime you open yourself up to the internet, you're gonna get the cuckoos and the crazies. So do I think women deserve equal pay? Well, yeah, I think all people deserve equal pay for if they're doing the same job, of course. Why not? Why wouldn't they? Like, the same work deserves the same reward. Why would you punish someone just because of their gender? That makes no sense. To me, that is highly illogical. If you think otherwise, then let's hear your take. Let's hear why you think they should get less. I think you have a hard time making a sane case on that one. But why should they get less, in your opinion, sir? Or maybe you think they should get more. I can make an argument for why they should get more, considering that most women do what's called, a double shift, where they're fully homemakers and working. So there's that. Now, if they're gender, maybe they are less productive. Well, I mean, the problem with that is that productivity is subjective. So who gets to decide what the productivity is? Because then you put the power in the hands of like a manager or some kind of supervisor or something like that, who then gets to decide who's doing more or less. And that's a dangerous, amount of power. So I don't know if that's correct. It's a man's world. Well, it's a man's society, that's for sure. I mean, capitalism and patriarchy are the dominant systems of this society, and look at the state of this society. So, yeah, men can certainly take credit for the state of this society. Agreed. I hope these weirdos can leave us, so it's just us girlies. Hey, Brielle, I'm so glad you're here. And tell me, how have you been? I hope some of this information was helpful to you. I know I went through it really quickly, but I'm going to make sure that it's always on the channel, so you could always go back to it whenever you want to and take a look at the list. I'll make sure the full list is there, as well as all of the book recommendations. And I'll probably try and do that either, if not later tonight, then tomorrow morning. So, and it'll just live on the channel, and you could always go back to it for reference if you want to. Yeah. But it was so good to see you. And yeah, I know that some guys don't know how to behave, and we don't care. We do what we do anyway. We don't let trolls get in our way. The result will speak for itself. Time is money. Not sure what you're talking about, Pascal, but okay. You're like, you never showed your feet. This isn't about feet, Ash. If that's what you're interested in, there's plenty of content on the internet. You can just jump right on into Google, and you can, find as many, toes as your heart can stand, all on a quick Google search. You don't need me to provide that for you. There's so many avenues for you to scratch that itch, sir. I don't need to help you with it. You're good. You're good. People are so odd. The oddballs of the world are just getting odder, is what I say. Of course you don't know what I'm talking about, because you are talking too many. Well, I'm doing my best, Pascal. If you want to clarify, you can do that. If you want to tell me exactly what you mean, get a little bit more specific, you can. But yes, it's hard to talk to multiple people. Wow, okay, Ash, I think it's time for you to maybe have a little time out too. You're getting a little too, what's the word? You're getting a little too out of hand there, Ash. Ash, you are, it's time for a timeout, I think. So why don't you just, take a little time out there, Ash, for the next 10 minutes. Okay, there you go. Pascal, goodbye, Pascal. Hopefully, you'll stop back in the stream and you'll be willing to, explain yourself. And I'm more than willing to answer any question, but you've got to help me help you by being clear in your meaning, or being willing to repeat it, because as you mentioned, there are a lot of people in the stream. So I've got a lot of people to attend to. If anyone else has a question, then by all means, just drop it into the stream, or anyone has a comment or observation or disagrees with any of the habits that I put as the top 10 or thinks that a different habit should be part of the top 10, let me know that too. I'm always happy to, be corrected if I'm wrong, and I will make that correction or make an addition to the list if someone can think of a habit that they think is, even better. Thanks. You okay? That's fine, Pascal. No problem passing. Enjoy the rest of your evening, sir. The rest of us will continue vibing, continue grooving, and continue on with this live stream. And although we crossed the 30-minute mark, I'll keep going. How should we deal about this social media thingy, getting constantly compared to others because there's young people getting successful so early? I'll make for them, but still I'm happy for them, but it still makes me sad. Oh, K and Funds. I hear what you're saying. All I can say is, I'll say the cliche, comparison is a thief of joy. And by that, I just mean, don't get into the comparison game, because that's always a losing game. There's always going to be someone who appears, and that's an important word, appears to have more or be doing better or is more successful. But what I will say is that the things you see on social media are completely contrived. Like, a lot of times they're flat out lies. So it may look like someone's living this type of life, or they're so successful, or X, Y, or Z, but behind the scenes, that's not what's going on. People, you rent, luxury cars to appear wealthy, or people seem like they're having these amazing relationships, and then 6 months later you find out, that, they were, both being adulterous, and that, now they're filing for a divorce. Or so what you only see a part of anyone's picture, and people are only going to put forward the things that look like they're, winning in life. So you're never going to see the moments where they're crying, or where they're suffering at the hands of like some abusive partner, or when they lose money, or all of the negatives. No one's going to put that out on social media. So you have to remember that social media isn't real. Most of it is like, it's a PR campaign. It's the parts of their life that they want other people to believe and see, with all of the bad parts filtered out and omitted. So whenever you start comparing, you have to remember you're only comparing with half of their picture, and you have to remember there's a whole other side of it that you're never going to see. And if you did that comparison, your life might be looking a lot better. Your so-called bad moments might not be nearly as painful and scary as theirs are. So remember that, and also know that there's a downside to social media in that you give up privacy, and privacy can be really precious. There's a lot of incentive to, trading in privacy and trading in anonymity, because it can be lucrative, and it can give a lot in the short term. But, there's a beauty and quiet dignity to maintaining your anonymity and privacy. And I recognize that. And that's why I, for a very long time, wouldn't put myself out into the world in these ways. It's only now because I felt like compelled to do it. And I would discourage anyone from doing it unless they feel like absolutely like it's a must for them, like they have a deep compulsion that their gut is telling them they need to do it. So I had a gut feeling of like, no, I really need to do this. I need to put my voice out there. I need to speak in a way, and I need to be heard. So I'm doing it. But it's definitely not for everyone. So don't feel like it's a must, or like you're necessarily missing out, because I think it should be something that you're called to do. And if it's not, then don't pressure yourself or feel any way about the fact that other people are doing it and you're not, if you really don't feel it's your calling to do it. And I think take all of that energy and redirect it into figuring out what you really think your purpose is and what's best for you. And maybe, some kind of media activity is part of that, and maybe it's not. But if you only focus on yourself and what you're doing and your goals, I think that's where all the fruit is. Like, that's where, the most growth happens, and that's where you're going to be the happiest and the most fulfilled, is to kind of start giving yourself tunnel vision and just focus on you and your goals and what you want. Caramel Cat, I'm happy for you. That's wonderful. So I would say, yeah, do that, Kay. And don't let it make you sad. Like, you should just, if someone's doing great, then that's great for them, but it literally has nothing to do with you. There's that saying, what other people think of me is none of my business, and that's true. But what other people are experiencing is kind of also none of your business, whether that's like tremendous success or failure. These are all people that are complete strangers to you. So you don't ever need to feel any kind of up or down based on what someone you don't even know is experiencing in life, especially when whatever they're portraying as their experience in life is very likely false or fabricated. So don't let that stuff get to you. Don't let that get you down. If you need, I would say, keep coming to these ladies and girls chats and keep chatting with me, and hopefully I can help you keep your mindset in the right place. Best advice I heard recently is don't accept criticism from someone you wouldn't ask advice from. Exactly, that's another good one. No, I know what you mean, Caramel Cat. Thanksgiving is coming up on Thursday, so I think a lot of people's moms are making Thanksgiving dinner. You're absolutely right. That's what I needed. Thanks for the... Oh, you're absolutely welcome, and I hope none of it was too, like, I know some of the things I said are, you know, I don't want to be too cliche. I want to have an original take on it, so I hope I didn't repeat too much of what you may have already heard, but some of it bears repeating, so I guess it's okay. But yeah, I think, I don't know you personally, Kayan, but I'm sure that you have some kind of calling or something you've always wanted to do, and I would say, you know, get out your pen and paper and focus on that and say, what would my dream life be? Like, if I were just gonna stop worrying about other people, like, also, feel free to take a social media hiatus and vacation. I recommend that to anyone. Like, if it's getting to the point where it's starting to make you sad, or it's affecting your emotional health or your mental well-being, take a break. Like, close those apps or put those apps in a folder in your phone and like put it like on a page so it's not on your homepage anymore, and take a break from it. Like, take at least 30 days where you're just not going to interact with that stuff. And in those 30 days, focus on yourself. Or 6 weeks. You could do my guided meditation. You could get my guided meditation journal on Amazon, and it's a 6-week journal, and you could take 6 weeks where you're not dealing with social media, and instead you start cultivating your own daily practices, be they meditation or yoga. But one of the things my journal does is it asks you to name, the first page of the journal says what you know, what period of this is it for you in your life. It to get the correct phrasing, it says, let me find it here. It says, this is the dawn of my what season. And for me, when I filled out the journal, I put, this is the dawn of my winning season. Like, this is when I win, because I feel like I've had a lot of setbacks and a lot of challenges in life. And so for me, when I filled out the journal, I said, this is the dawn of my winning season. And for you, Kayans, it might be the dawn of some other type of season for you. This might be the dawn of your breakthrough season, where you finally realize what it is that you want most in life, and you're going to go for it. But whether it's through my journal or just through a pen and paper, or just through opening up a Word document and a sheet of paper for yourself, decide, like, okay, this is my whatever season. Like, I'm about to do X, Y, or Z in life. Like, if you're someone who's like, I'm about to get the healthiest I've ever been and the fittest I've ever been, or I'm about to really figure out what my purpose is and what I really want in life. And so take your social media vacation and put all those 6 weeks into just you and what you want most, and start outlining what that looks like. What is the person that you want to become? What are they doing with their days? What does their schedule look like? Like, write all of that out. And in making it concrete and making it real, you'll be that much closer to actualizing it. Because that's what I had to do when I was like, okay, I know what I'm doing, and I'm working these corporate jobs and I'm doing these things, but I don't really feel like this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This isn't my end goal. What does my life really look like? Now, I jokingly say my life looks like me in exotic locations, live streaming in a hammock, and I'm half joking and I'm half serious, but I do feel like there's another purpose out there that's bigger. And so I had to make the time to start doing what I think I'm supposed to be doing. And in order to make that time, I had to sacrifice other things. I had to sacrifice some social time. I had to sacrifice, you know, being on the web surfing. I had to sacrifice social media. And by that, I mean following other people and being a spectator to other people's lives and stories and reels, and create my own. So if you're feeling that way, Kay, or anyone else, it could just be that it's because you're not supposed to be in the audience anymore. You're done with being a spectator, and you're ready to be someone who's actioning in their own life. And that moment came for me. I was like, wait, why am I watching all of these other people do these things? Like, I'm some audience member. I think I'm supposed to be doing these things. Let me close all of these apps. Let me just focus on my trajectory and my goals. And here we are. This is my live stream number 50. And there's, you know, a good amount of people in here, and I have lots of regulars that come into my chat stream, and I've had people from, you know, 61 different countries come into my chat stream in the last 50 days, and people from 22 different states. And it's been a journey, and I've learned so much about social media and YouTube and myself and other people. So, you know, I say go for it. I say make the time for yourself and figure out who you really are. And again, I gotta plug my journal. I gotta plug my my 6-week transformation journal that's available on Amazon. All you have to do is put my name in the Amazon search bar, and the journal will come up. And the journal will take you through a 6-week process where you can really transform your life. And at the foundation of it all is that you have a meditation practice, and you have the guided meditations on my channel that are like training wheels for you to get to that daily meditation practice. And from there, so much gets revealed, you know? So I say, lean away from other people and what other people are doing, and lean all the way into what you want most in life, and putting all of your energy and efforts into achieving that. And it may require first for you to just take some time to decompress and just, you know, brainstorm and do some mind mapping or some vision boarding. And the journal has those features as well, mind mapping and vision boarding, but to just get clear about who you are and what you want. Because whenever I start to feel sad, or I start to even wander into the comparison path, I know that I'm off track, and I need to like do a hard stop and a hard reset and focus even harder on me. And Ash is just insatiable with his trolling and his appetites. And there's so many channels on the internet that could allow Ash to meet his his insatiable needs. But we're gonna just give him another time out, because he just cannot help himself. So there we go. There you go, Ash. Enjoy that. Let's see. Bernardo, it's okay. We put him out of here. Whatever. When you're upset, you take a nap. Caramel Cat is on the right track. I say, if you're feeling that mentally unwell, then yeah, check out. Sometimes your brain just needs a reset, and a nap can be a good thing. You're glad I came to this live, gave me clarity that I was missing. Surely check out the journal as well. Oh, you're welcome, Cans. I'm glad to be of help, and I hope to see you in the next one. And I hope you're subscribed and you have your notifications set, so that you know, we can continue to commune. You like my help, Bernardo? Well, thank you. And if anyone who's interested, I don't know, everyone's at different stages or at different, you know, phases, different budgets, different everything. But in addition to the journal, I also do coaching calls. So I do, if you go to my channel, you can find the links to my Stan store, and you're able to book calls with me. I do phone calls and Zoom calls, and I can sort of help you, you know, get clear about what it is that you want, and help you create a path to getting it. So anyone who's interested in that, go to my channel and book one of my coaching calls. The phone calls are, everything's reasonably priced, but the phone calls are a little less expensive. The Zoom calls are a little more expensive, but you can book it right through my Stan store. Just go there, it's on my channel, and you can book. You can't let's see. Yes, so the journal is available on Amazon. Put my name in the search bar, and coaching calls you can book through my Stan store. Just go to my stan.store/my name, or the link to it is on my channel. So that's all there for you. But yeah, I really believe that everyone has the potential to do something great in their own way, and that yes, social media can be very daunting, because it gives this illusion that everyone is living some magical, you know, glamorous life that you are not. When in reality, that's not really the case. Like, you're only getting one little tiny part of their picture, and it's the part that they've curated to make themselves seem, you know, larger than life and really successful. So you have to remember that and apply that, you know, knowledge to anything that you're seeing, and that it can very much be faked, and that it's just one little part of their entire life. And then realize that, hey, wait, why am I even looking out at someone else and what they're doing, when all of that energy could come back this way, and I could be focused on, you know, all the things that are going to help me achieve, you know, what I feel is I'm called to do, and make me feel fulfilled. So there's that. I'm glad you agree, Bernardo. Glad that you're seconding that. No, I mean, no, that's, you know, I don't know, it's a lot for some people, and for other people it's not. It's not for everyone, but I think it's a reasonable amount. And maybe during the holiday, once I have channel memberships, I'll make a lower price for channel members. Like, I'll give it to channel members at a discount. But I think it's a reasonable price given the value. So prices are determined by value, and I think what I'm gonna do, and the way that I'm gonna devote myself to you and be attentive to you, and is completely worth that amount. And I will say that most of the time when you're talking to someone, you're not talking to someone who's really there for you, really listening, giving you 100% of their attention, and really focused on you and your best interest in what you want. It's a different kind of phone call. This isn't just like a BS, you know, nonsense call. This is an actual intensive interaction, where we're really gonna go into what's troubling you and what your goals are, and really solve it. So if I, in those 30 minutes, can, you know, say or do something that's gonna change the whole rest of your life, then I think it's actually undervalued. So there's that. Yeah, I mean, people pay $5 a minute to just have a girl, you know, breathe heavy, or say, you know, really vulgar, sexually explicit things. And that's just something that's like gonna give you a cheap thrill, and you're never gonna, you know, remember it. I'm actually gonna be spending time with you solving your life's greatest challenges, and that could be a phone call that changes the whole rest of your life. So yeah, I mean, you know, girls that are just doing, you know, normal groin level smutty stuff charge that, not people who are actually helping you solve your life so that you can achieve your goals. So it's more than a fair price, I think. And there's only one way to find out, you know. You gotta invest in yourself, and I think it's a worthy investment. And you know, everyone's at different places. For a lot of people, that's not really that much money, and they see it as like nothing. And for some people, it's a lot. So obviously, if it's not something that's you know, within your budget, then you know, maybe another time. Let's see. You lost your tongue, she said, so love on. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Bernardo. Sorry for your loss. Using thousands on alcohol, clothing, when it comes to something about self-improvement, something people want. Exactly. It's so funny. I mean, like, how much have you spent? People will spend $150 for, you know, tickets to a sports game where they're just going to drink, you know, $8 beers all night, and they won't even remember half of it the next day. So it's all about, you know, putting your money where you think it's most valuable. And I think having someone who's going to be your accountability partner and a cheerleader for you, and be emotionally supportive to you, is more than worth that price. But that's me. Keep going. Yeah, Bernardo, I'm not exactly sure if I'm following everything that you're saying, but I get that you've had some sort of loss, and I'm sorry to hear that you're, you know, going through pain. But I can just tell you that there's always something on the other side of pain, and if you're courageous and you, you know, put your head down and stay the course through the dark times, there's something on the other side. So just believe that things can and will get better if you refuse to give up or give in. That's what I'll say to that. But I think, you know, as the new year comes, that's when everyone, you already, you know, there's a natural tendency to want to reset and refresh, because the new year feels like a fresh start. And I would just say you don't have to wait for the new year, or you can do it after New Year. It doesn't have to be like January 1st to make, you know, start the charge. You can start any day. You can get a head start now, but it's always the right time to take a moment, reset yourself, and remember who you are. And by that I mean, like, you know, all of us have a strong spirit on the inside. Like, human beings are resilient, tough people, and we're survivors, all of us. So you're made of strong stuff. Like, you can handle a lot. So whatever has got you down, or got you feeling defeated, or got you feeling like, oh, you can't do X, Y, or Z, I'm gonna tell you that you can. Like, if other people can do it, if you see somebody out there who you're, you know, in the short term you're envying, or it looks like they're doing X, Y, or Z, or they're doing something you wish you were doing, I can tell you can do it. Like, you really can. It's really just making the decision, and then you know, outlining the actions, and then being dedicated. When I didn't know anything about how to live stream, and this is my 50th live stream, I just decided I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna do it every day, and I'm gonna do it until my channel is in the place I want it to be. And now here we are, you know, 50 live streams later. This is number 50, so it's all possible. The speed, good to see you. And so I say believe it, and believe in yourself, and whatever you're thinking or imagining, or whatever seems like it's so impossible, or how did they do this? They just started. Everybody starts somewhere. Everyone starts with nothing, in the sense of, like, if it's a social media thing, everyone starts at zero. Whatever it is that you're trying to get, everyone starts, you know, the gym with like one step on that treadmill. So just believe in your own beginning, and the potential for your end to be whatever you want it to be whatever you want it to be. Okay, the speed, that was, you took a detour from the subject matter of the stream, but I appreciate you anyway. I appreciate you. Anyone who's new to the stream, I want to say thank you for joining me. Thank you for being here. We've got 12 more or 11 more minutes left in this live stream. This live stream began with me talking about, you know, the 10 sort of life practices or habits that successful women, you know, make a part of their lives. And I'll make sure that I give the detailed descriptions and book recommendations of that in the details of this live stream once it goes into playback mode. But then we sort of branched off into talk about in the larger view of like how to become successful in your own life, and how to you know, fulfill on who you want to be and what you want, because it's easy to look out, especially with social media, to look out at other people and imagine that they're having this life that seems unattainable to you. And so we were just talking about, okay, how do you focus in and take the time to really focus on yourself and what you want? And there's all kinds of goal setting steps. And I created a journal that's a 6-week journal that can help you do that. It's available on Amazon. You put my name in the Amazon search bar, the journal comes up. You can book coaching calls with me. You can go to my channel and then go to my Stan store and book time on my calendar, and I can work with you directly. But, you know, or you can just do, you know, grassroots, open up a Word document or get out a pen and paper and just start by listing what it is that you want, where are you trying to go, and what you think it would take to get you there. And then design, you know, how can you take 1 hour a day and spend it, you know, moving forward, moving the needle forward on those goals and to get to the agenda, you know, that you have. Oh, maybe Mango, you don't need to be lost. There's so many ways to help to get found. And that's what we're talking about here. It all begins with like having a daily practice. It all begins with really a mindset and a commitment to lean into what you want. How should we get a fear of getting judged, or how you overcome it? I'd love to hear your experience on this, because starting something new is always tough, isn't it? Yes, it is. And that's true. For me, I don't know when it happened, but a couple years ago, I just stopped caring what anyone else thinks. Like, I genuinely don't care, which is why when people jump into the, like when trolls and stuff, I've had people say every negative thing you can imagine about my appearance, about, you know, people who don't even know you and will never know you will say all kinds of things about the way you look or how they think you're living, or, you know, just all these judgments based on literally just me live streaming and not even going into any real personal details about my life. So you have to have a really thick skin, and I think having that thick skin comes from just being a confident person, and being a confident person comes from being your own hero. And I talked about that in, I think, ladies and girls chat number 4 or 5, but it's on the playback, you can watch that. But once you understand that nobody else has your back but you, that you're all you've got in the final analysis, like, yes, maybe you have some friends and family, but those are all just, you know, fragile humans that could either physically leave the world tomorrow, or, you know, they could betray you, or anything could happen. In the final, when it's all said and done, all you have is yourself, and you have to be able to count on yourself and believe in yourself. And that means you have to love yourself unconditionally and advocate for yourself unconditionally. And once you realize that, what other people say stops mattering so much, because you understand that, like, are these people gonna really do anything for my life? Like, whoever is judging me, they can judge all they want, but are they gonna, like, see to it that my goals get met? These people that are judging me, are they going to, like, take care of my, you know, financial responsibilities? These people that are judging me, like, what are they really doing for your life other than just judging you? So I say, let the peanut gallery judge all they want, but while they're judging, I'm going to be achieving my goals, because, you know, their judgment doesn't really have an effect unless you decide to internalize it and let it stop you from what you're doing. It's just, every person has an opinion, and most of it is just completely irrelevant. So I say I just block it out, because it's not really going to do anything to change your life. Oh, NBA fan, you're getting us off the topic, but I appreciate the engagement. People spread rumors about me in college, and I hate it. It's fine. Have had people spread rumors about me my entire life, and I just started leaning into it. Like, if someone's like, so-and-so said you do this, I go, yeah, sure. Like, I'm like, okay, yeah, I did. You get to a point where you stop caring so much that you don't even try and correct it anymore. Like, let them think whatever they want to think. Like, because in the end, they're kind of irrelevant. Like, these aren't people that are these people that you really respect? Are these people that you think are just like, they are the most, you know, honorable, noble people in the world, and their opinion of you really matters, because these are people who are so high-minded, and so, you know, they are the arbiters of what's right and wrong. Like, you really trust them, and they're so wise. No, I bet you they're not. They're just random people who happen to be in your life from just random circumstances, because they're like a coworker, or they're someone who's a classmate, and you had no choice or say in the matter of how they ended up in your circle. So you have to remember, most of these people, you will never see them again. When you leave that job, you'll never see them again. When you graduate from that school, you'll never see them again. So don't let them and their opinions detour you from what you actually have to do. They're literally just, you know, extras in your movie, and you got to just do what you got to do for yourself. Because the people, those rumors, good people also believe them and stop talking. But see, that's the thing, because really wise people don't believe rumors. They don't. Like, anyone who's gonna believe, like, just hearsay about you without checking with you, like, if someone hears a rumor about me and they choose to just believe it without coming to talk to me about it first and finding out for themselves, then really they want to believe that's someone who just wants to believe bad things about you because they don't really care about the truth. They want some bad thing about you to be validated so they can justify feeling the way they actually want to feel about you, which is not good. So let them go. Like anyone who's really worth befriending or having in your life is going to come to you and say, hey, I heard this. Is that true? Like if they're not even going to confront you about it, let them go. Fine. Go stand over there with the people who believe the lies. Who cares? Like, I don't have time for you. I'm too busy and focused on what I'm doing. Like, these people just aren't that important. You got to just forget them and get to where you're going. Like, you have to just see them as a distraction. Like, they are the ops that are just like thrown into your path to try and like get you to derail from what you're actually here to do. What if they are your friends and still talk to those who started the room? Then they're not your friends. Then they're not. Like this word friends has got you fooled. They're not your friends because friends are people who want to see you grow, who want what's best for you, who will protect you, who would stand up for you and like try and get the truth out there. Those aren't friends. Those are like acquaintances and you should treat them that way. They're not to be trusted. And they're just people you have an alliance with, but they're not really to be trusted. Those aren't people who are really going to have your back when things are down. So those aren't true friends. I'm not saying I'm not a friend. I'm a coach, and that's a different thing. NBA fan. I'm not saying it's not a person. I'm not entering into a personal relationship with you. I'm entering into a professional relationship with you. I'm professionally going to help you problem solve and get what you want out of life. That's a very different kind of role. Come on, preach from you helped me so much in such a short time. I'm so glad, Cans. Glad to help, and that's what I'm here to do. And I love when I'm able to help someone's life get better. You got some heavy. Okay, I love you. Right. Blah blah blah. I broke with my boyfriend because he was being toxic in our relationship and he was trying to use me. I don't think I get it clear. Okay, well the speed. That's fine. I mean, if someone isn't supporting your growth or isn't helping you get to where you feel that you should be going in life, it's fine to part ways. Some people like they say they're in your life for a season and not forever, and it's fine. You learn what you learn from that relationship and then you move on. I don't have any friends left. I always get left out. What should I do? Coyote. Then that's okay. Sometimes it's time for you to go what I call hermit mode. It's time for you to be alone and cultivate, all of the qualities that are going to help you have a transformed and, tremendously edifying, stupendous life. So if it's time for you to be alone right now, that's not a bad thing. I've had many hermit modes, and those can be the most productive times in your life. I created my guided meditation journal when I was in hermit mode. I was basically by myself and for a long period of time, and I had to just isolate myself and focus on what I needed to do. So sometimes it's self-imposed isolation, but sometimes it happens, the isolation comes involuntarily, and that's okay. Like sometimes you just gotta buckle down and do what you need to do for you, and that's fine. There will be a time in your life when you're surrounded by people, and that'll be great. But sometimes it's not that season for you, and it's okay. You don't need to feel like something's wrong because you're not surrounded by people. Being alone can be one of the most powerful and enjoyable times of your life. So I say embrace it. If it comes to you, even if it's not something you volunteered for, take it as, okay, well, I guess it's time for me to be reflective and do some work on myself. And you will naturally evolve out of that. But if it's time for you to be alone, terrific, embrace it. Go home hermit mode and make it the most productive time of your life. But I get easily scared. I don't know how to feel positive in a full crowd when I am alone. Well, you just have to remember, even in a crowd, every single person in that crowd is alone, because every single person in that crowd is, was born alone and will die alone and has to have their own back. So we are all individuals in a crowd. So you don't need to feel separate from them. And even when it looks maybe from the outside, if you look at a circle of friends and you feel like, oh, I'm alone, and they have this friend circle, within that circle, I promise you, there's all kinds of backbiting and jealousy and maliciousness. So what looks like, oh, this warm, fuzzy circle of friends that you wish you were part of is sometimes a little toxic stew that you are so lucky to be out of. So I would say don't project what you want onto other people when you look out into these crowds and you think you're missing out on something, because it could very well be that you're being protected from something by being alone. But I look like I'm easily scared. Yeah, I would say fear is one of those things you just have to face. It doesn't ever go away. You're always going to be confronting fear, but if you have a relationship to it where it doesn't stop you from doing anything, it starts to lose its power. Yeah, there are things that frighten me, but I know that I'm not going to let the the fact that I'm afraid stopped me. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be scared. I'm gonna do it anyway. So, okay, fear, like, here it is. I made a video called Give Fear the Finger. That's on my channel, and you can check that video out. But essentially, it's just saying, it's not worth it. Like, when you cower to the fear, and by cower, I mean when you let it get in the way of you doing what you know you need to do, that's where it's a problem. Feeling it is not a problem, but letting it stop you from doing what you know is right, that's where the problems come in. Well, if you're, I don't really know your situation, and I don't know, but you know, the speed you may need, I don't know, when you say bothering, I don't know, like, block and delete works very well. If the person can't reach out to you, they can't reach out to you. If it's escalated to a point where you feel like you're being harassed or you're in danger, then you know, you need to get the authorities involved. I don't know what level of bother you're talking about, but if it's just at a like calling and texting nuisance, feel free to block and delete. Go no contact. That is always, you know, that's always an option. That is always an option, and it works like a charm. It really does. Anyone else who's new here, we have now crossed the hour mark. This has been such a fruitful stream, and we've covered so much. So I'm so glad that I was able to, you know, have everybody on board and really go into some of this stuff in depth. And anyone who wants, you know, to spend a little bit more time with me, because I'm gonna have to jump off soon. But anyone who wants to get deeper into any of these topics, or wants direct help, by all means, go to my Stan store, book some time on my calendar. Or if you want to take 6 weeks and transform your life, go to Amazon, put my name into the Amazon search bar, and my 6-week transformation guided meditation journal will come up. You can get the journal, you can do the guided meditations on my channel. There are 4 already there, and there'll be more coming. We're gonna go all the way up to 42 with those. So, you know, get into it. And Kayati, you are so welcome. And there's gonna be so much more coming on the channel. So if you're not subscribed, definitely subscribe. I'm gonna be adding, you know, we call it Motivational Monday video. So starting, I think, next week, there'll be a video every Monday that'll help you get your mindset right. There'll be more guided meditations coming. There'll be social commentary, and every single day a live stream. And all of the live streams aren't quite like this, where they're like all informative or trying to be informative. Some of them are just fun and hang out, chill. But you can always get in and ask me any question. Yeah, and like I said, I do this every day. So you can always jump into the stream, or if you have, there's some that you miss, you can watch them on the playback. But I am here for you. That is what I do, and I love doing it. I love communing with people, and I love helping people live the life that they want to live and feel fulfilled. So thank you, everyone, for joining me. And I'm going to head out and say goodnight. So again, thanks, everyone, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.